What talents do you need to be in the digital workforce? I recently read an article and listened to a YouTube video on Web3 technology, blockchain technology, and the metaverse. It discussed what impact Web3 had on businesses. This one also discussed what talent corporations or businesses should be looking for, especially now with Web3 technology, the metaverse, and AI. This is such a complicated topic, but what are the talents and gifts that are needed for this next digital generation of Web3 and everything that goes with it, from blockchain to the metaverse? Listen to my podcast with Steve Harper. In just 27 minutes, we ran the gamut, beginning with discussing what talents, skills if you must, you need in the workforce for the new generation of the digital world. We then went full circle to raising our children in this digital world, to social media and the adverse effects it has on influencers. Similarly, we mentioned how the phone tracking apps don't even work because our children are smarter than us. My children were smarter than their parents when growing up, and their parents were in IT. They are millennials, and smartphones didn't exist until they were 14 years old. It was easier then, as digital technology was in its infancy. Our main takeaway in our discussion was that to be in the digital workforce, one of the key personality traits needed is being artistic, as identified in John Holland's RISEC. Artistic encompasses being creative. We also discussed the purpose cards, also known as calling cards, that I use with clients to discover their talents and gifts. We reverse engineered and took the personality work environment trait of artistic, which is listed below, and discussed a few of the traits. For your information, John Holland's RISEC, which is realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, conventional, and the calling cards are based on his theory that both people and work environments can be classified according to the 6 basic types just stated. Artistic doesn't mean that you must know how to paint a picture with a paintbrush. It has all kinds of connotations that are much deeper. When it comes to artistic, the questions are, do you enjoy doing some of the following? Composing things. This doesn't necessarily mean composing music. It means to make or form by combining things, parts, or elements. Seeing the big picture. Adding humor. Seeing possibilities. Breaking molds. Creating things. Performing events. Designing things. Writing things. Anyone can be a creator. You don't have to be an artist to have meaning in your life. Creativity cannot be given to you. It must come from you. And this is from To The Point Publishing, the workbook, the tools, 5 tools to help you find courage, creativity, and willpower and inspire you to live the life in forward motion, a guide to Phil Stutz and Barry Michaels' book. That quote genuinely expounds on the skill of being artistic, creative, and how it must come from within you. Can you learn it? Absolutely. However, are we educating our students on being artistic and creative? Are we enabling and training our workforce to enhance these skills? That is a topic for another day. When we discuss John Holland's personality traits, one can complete the self-directed search and doing the purpose cards. These basically test a person's innate talents, gifts, also known as personality traits. The question asked is, what do you love to do? You don't necessarily have to be good at it. Most things can be learned. However, some abilities are harder to learn than others. Some skills one may never be able to learn. The best example is singing. If you can't carry a tune, you cannot be a singer for a living, no matter how many lessons you take. There also is the antithesis. There are things that we are good at, but we don't love doing them. This also was discussed in the podcast. Let's discuss in a little more detail the self-directed search distributed by PAR. This is something I can help you with, as it is one of my services where we do the test for free. PAR recently added the test for high school students in order to help them choose a major for college, which also can be used by college students to further themselves. One can take the STS to learn more about themselves and to see if they innately have these skills or talents needed for the digital workforce. The self-directed search combines an individual's top 3 personality traits they fall into from the 6 and puts them into career groupings. This also is a great tool for business managers to use to identify what talents and gifts their workforce fits into. It also will identify where the business can help their staff with education and training. The STS assists in discovering what education one may need to further their career or help in the job they are currently performing. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and I look forward to helping those who want to learn about themselves and change their career, business trajectory. Remember, knowledge is power, but self-knowledge is empowerment. Joann, Perahia.